Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, where we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. 9/11 Sunday. I was gonna do a video on the AP Top 25. I'm gonna do it. It's sad on 9/11, all the people that died, and take a moment in silence to remember that. But now I got another thing that's kind of sad. I'm going to do a moment of silence for Scott Frost. Scott Frost is fired at Nebraska, and we all knew this was coming. I mean, Scott Frost, he was 15-30 coming into the season, and you start a game this season against Northwestern. If you win that game and you beat the North Dakota, and then they beat Georgia Southern at 3-0, he'd have been fine. But he loses another close game to Northwestern, and now he just lost to Georgia Southern. They're not giving him a chance against Oklahoma. They're not going to give him a chance against Indiana. Scott Frost is done. This is sad for me because I really liked Scott Frost when he was at UCF and he was winning all those games. And going back to his alma mater where he was the quarterback in the 90s for Tom Osborne, and he was really, really good. It's just really sad. I did not want to see him go, but Nebraska probably made the right decision. I know some people, that probably aren't Nebraska fans be like, well, they should have given him more time. He had plenty of time. He just didn't win. I mean, all these close losses. And you can say again, I made a video talking about this before Scott Frost done at Nebraska. I said, some of it's the player's fault. Some of it's the player's fault, but a lot of it was on Scott Frost. Scott Frost did not, he had bad clock management in a lot of games. He had bad play calling. The mental errors never got fixed. He always said the team was going to be ready this week, and it never happened. It was just time to go, and Nebraska finally pulled the plug on Scott Frost. He was 15-32 now. 16-32 now. And it just too many close losses. I mean, losing to Georgia Southern was just the last straw. When you are on the hot seat, you cannot lose a game like that. That's when you have to play better. And all those results that happened yesterday, that's why I said that the Nebraska loss was the biggest one, because I had a feeling it would be the end of Scott Frost. Marcus Freeman losing to Marshall at Notre Dame, and Jimbo losing to Appalachian State. Those were big results in Texas A&M, but they're not going to get fired. Nebraska, Scott Frost, I didn't know he was going to get fired today, but I had a feeling that it was about done, and it happened. I really hate this video. Is not going to be super long, but I just really hate it, and I knew it was going to happen. I've made several videos on this topic, or one video specifically on the topic, and then a couple others. I mentioned it in the games that they played, especially last night. But it finally happened. I had a feeling that this was going to happen, and it did. Scott Frost is no longer the head coach in Nebraska. They're probably going to have to hire an interim coach, and hopefully they can find somebody else. But it's sad that they had to fire a legend at the school. You never want to do it. You never want to fire your legend that used to play for you, that's now your coach. You don't want to do it. Again, as I said, Georgetown and Patrick Ewing, they don't want to fire Patrick Ewing in college basketball because he was a legend at the school, but they're not doing good there. But Nebraska finally pulled the plug. They want to win. They want to get back to the glory days of the 90s, but they're not getting it done under Scott Frost, and Nebraska finally said, we are done with Scott Frost. I'm sorry, Scott Frost, but it was unfortunately time for you to go. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video. Comment down below what you think about Scott Frost, whether he should have been given more time or if it was definitely his time to go. And I will see you next time.